All right, guys, we are live with Unlimited Photography, and we have joining us as a co-host today on our live, Luke Lukasic from Georgia. How you doing, Luke?
How's it going, guys?
All right, we Burdick joining us as a special guest today. He wanted to jump on with us on our live show to maybe ask a few questions. So, Brandon, give us a little bit of an introduction on yourself, sir.
So I do a lot of digital content production with kind of church-based facilities and such. In my main home church, we do drone, we do video, we do photography, and so it's also volunteer coordination and training and such. And so a lot of that is pretty much my daily thing. That and social media coordination. So it's really it's a whole bag of tricks. So there's not one hat that I wear on a day-to-day basis. It's probably about 30 or 40. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Luke, what questions do you have for Brandon? I think this is the first time you guys have met since he hasn't been a guest on our show.
This is the first time. Welcome to the show, Brandon.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you for being on our first live. I guess, what else, like, besides your church function, what would you like to do as a photographer? Where would you like to be this year?
So this year, my main goal is to start up a new company. It's called All Things Media Group, to help smaller businesses be able to get that content out and be able to brand their products instead of being kind of shoved in a corner, kind of the way of like the only way that people know that they exist is if somebody walks down the street and sees it.
I gotcha.
So I want to give them that exposure as well, and kind of help. And so kind of help other smaller media companies and stuff like that. If I photography friends and video friends of trying to get their leg up. Roger's helped me out, so I want to be able to help somebody else out as well, and just kind of pass that along.
That's nice.
Yeah, and Brandon, the show is for other photographers and videographers that may be getting into this career path or hobby, ever what you have. And kind of discussing a few things that they can do to try to improve maybe their editing skills. Maybe some apps that we use with people that have like minds. That are either creative or just getting started. So, what we're doing with this show and where we're going to take it this year is. This is our first live show. Luke is scared to death, but he is ready for comments and he's ready for suggestions and, things that we can work on this year to help improve the show. And we're also recording through Riverside.fm. So we are an affiliate with them. And, so far, Luke, this has been our second time.
Yes.
First time we did a pre-recorded. This time we're doing a live via Riverside.fm through our YouTube. I'm not sure how it looks out there to you guys. And here's well, if so, comment. Let us know how it looks on that end, because again, that's going to help us better the show. It's going to help with critique and things that we may need to change. But Luke, what do you think about Riverside so far?
So far, it seems great. It seems to hit everything we needed to do.
Good. And Brandon, have you ever heard of Riverside?
No, today, as soon as you text me, that's pretty much that's the first time I've ever heard of it.
Well, good. Like I say, I know they're fairly new, but I've seen a lot of people use this platform to creative wise. Now, it doesn't have to be photography. It can be any kind of video podcast. So. And it also lets you do audio as a separate WAV file. So if you just did podcasts without the video, I think that's a plus. That high quality audio for stuff like that. So, Luke, so 2022 is here, and I see that you are wearing a Bengals hat. What is up with that?
Since I was a kid, it's been my team.
And
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx it. I'm just gonna let it slide. I went to the
okay,
store
well,
today. 5 people talked to me. I don't like talking to people when I go to the store. 5 people. Some guy actually stopped me when I was trying to get in my car to talk to me about it.
yeah,
I'm gonna start wearing like a baseball hat. It's off season.
yeah, and you're gonna be like, I don't know much about baseball fan, you know. Brandon, do you have a particular team that you like in football or no?
Unpopular, I've got two. Just depends
Yeah.
on which one's doing well. So this year, I mean, one team never does well, and that's the Raiders. Some reason I've just
Yeah.
kind of leaned towards them since I was a kid. Good old days of playing Madden '98, and that's who I that's who I picked every time. Wasn't any good at it, so maybe I jinxed them. But the more unpopular one's the Patriots.
Yeah.
And so that one's not doing too good this year either. But
Sure, that's
Yeah.
doing great for all of us, to be honest with you.
yeah, everybody else loves it except for me. I'm just like, come on, guys, what are you doing?
Yeah, I've been a Falcons fan for years, and you know, I don't get to watch a whole lot of games, you know, with everything going on and the way we work, and you know, if I get down and watch them, you know, I like to maybe a bit more of the new players. You know, I'm used to
Mhm.
the older players and how the team used to work, but again, you know, not a die hard, but you know, that's been my favorite team for ever since and that's back
Mhm.
in the 90s, you know. So but today let's get back into discussing a little bit about I know Brandon, you're starting to get into more of the drone stuff now. So
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about the you know, why you want to get into the drone footage and some of the things you use it for.
So for me, I use for documenting events. There's I can't really fly it in our church building. Our board of directors wouldn't appreciate it. Uh, we're doing a brand new paint job. Don't want to chip anything. So usually we just kind of use it to document events, just to see who's all there, what's all going on, just to give the community another perspective of what's happening. Because typically you see photography, you see everything else, cell phone, Facebook Live, and just to kind of give them a bird's eye view of kind of what we're trying to do. We've got a pretty
Yes.
sizable property, so it's a lot easier to get that thing up there than just to walk the entire thing.
Yes.
And so for what I kind of do with it on the side is just venues, just kind of different things. If I've just got some free time, going to the town, see what I can capture, just kind of take a look at it. And what I'm trying to do is take more hikes to get some more actual mountain footage and stuff, and working on that part of the portfolio.
Yeah, not only does it do great video footage, but it
Mm.
actually captures images that you can't get
Yep.
with your camera on a pole, you know.
Mhm. I mean, you can try to get a 400-foot pole, but I don't know if you're gonna where you're gonna get one.
Yeah, and the pre-show we were discussing, you know, the licenses and stuff that you need
Mhm.
for doing drone footage. So if listening or watching the show, if you can give us some tips and back on getting your license in this area, the Charlotte area in North Carolina, or if you're listening in another state or watching in another state, how you went about getting your license, and you know, any comments that you have that maybe you've flown drones in places that we'll go check out, that would be good as well.
What's
Yes.
a good introductory priced drone going to cost the average person?
Uh, so for me, I mean, I'd say it's pretty introductory. I mean, I've got the DJI Mavic Air 2. And what sucks is every time I buy something new, a week later the new version comes out, or that one goes on sale. And it wasn't
Yes.
3 days, new DJI announcement popped out. I was like, listen, y'all, it's like, can I switch? I think it put me. I mean, you're looking at about 1,000 is for, but this one does 4K at 24 frames. It's the drawback with a lot of kind of the more budget friendly drones is you're going to be looking at, it doesn't do great in low light, because you don't have a full range sensor on there, because the more weight you put up, the shorter amount of battery life you got.
Yeah.
Um, But so I mean, you're probably looking around that range, I'd say. They just put out I think it's like a Mavic Air Mini as well. And I think that one still does 4K. I don't know about the particular specs on it, but
Right.
there are some more budget friendly ones out there, thankfully. And you can always build your own.
Yeah, I know. I've seen some of them.
If you got the tech
The
savviness for
kits,
it.
yeah. They
Yeah.
don't look as good though if you start building your own, but if you buy one and you upgrade the propellers and stuff like that, yeah. Luke and I was discussing it. I'm not sure if we were on an episode or if we were pre-show, but about the Phantom when it first came out, it was fairly pricey. But now we were looking on place and areas like that, and you can get them for $300-400 because everybody upgraded, to because I think the Phantom, some of those are like 1080s. I'm not sure if they do the 4Ks. I haven't really researched it a whole lot, but I had a drone at one time it was one of the smaller ones, and I'll tell you, I loved being able to control it with the joysticks and use my. When I seen the drone that you have, it has its own screen, so you don't have to use your cell phone. So that seems like that would be a plus as well.
Yeah, and I think so. It came with a Fly More package, and so it came with a little receiver and a controller for it. So it's got little antennas, which I think I'm pretty sure it helped boost it. I mean, we didn't really get it too far out the other day, but I mean, it also depends on what's around you. I mean, if you've got a building in between you, it's not going to be too easy to get it around it. But I mean, it does really good for what it is.
So a Maverick Air 2 is $800.
Yeah, and that's more package. I think you got
that's just straight up
batteries and stuff like that too.
Yeah, with that's $988.
Yeah, and the plus side with DJI is I can't remember if they did it as an add-on package, but you had essentially 3 drones you could lose. So GPS coordinations get lost, it hits a tree, you can't find it. They're like, hey, listen, we understand it's going to happen. And so pretty much they're like, hey, here's another one to replace it. Which I don't think it's going to be as easy as that. You're going to have to probably provide some actual proof that you've lost it. You can't just say, whoops, it's in my book bag. I can't figure out where it went.
We've got some kind of GPS thing on there where they can track it just in case and they know the system's down. But I'm sure there's ways around it like with anything else, somebody will find a way to hack it. Right?
Absolutely. So there's always an exploit for something.
This is true. I'm just any comments here. We do have a couple viewers, which is good. One of our special guests, Mac Brown, I think he's going to try to join us here in just a little bit. So depending on how long our show goes, Luke, let's see here. What do you got to talk about? Anything, Luke? Since this is our first live? Huh?
What?
It's not over yet.
Sir, I'm just the sidekick.
It dozed off.
Come on. I know we have done a little bit of research in the past couple of days that we were going to try to do a little slideshow for everybody to kind of do what we're calling a photographer highlight. It's somebody that has like a style, or they have a Luke, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an inspiration, maybe, to help you create and help you do things with your work, whether it be. So, Luke and myself had picked out 2 photographers that we may actually do. We were discussing whether to put it on the live, but I think we are. How many minutes are we in now, guys? Trying to see.
20-ish.
Okay, about 20 minutes. Okay. Make a show about it, but if you guys would leave us a comment in our live show today of maybe a photographer that has inspired you, or a videographer that has inspired you, maybe we can put them on our show as well when we do either our next live or we do a pre-recorded show, depending out for us, right, Luke, Brandon?
100%. Any way to kind of just get involved and help out, and just what inspires you, what motivates you, or who, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. Brandon, do you have somebody in mind that maybe you can suggest that you on Instagram, Facebook, or that can come to your mind right now? I know it's kind of
Well, I mean,
putting
I
you
think
on the
I
spot.
think we could all agree with like Peter McKinnon, but
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
Who's that?
right?
Luke, watch your
It's
mouth.
oh my gosh. Like
That guy.
every single video, everything he posts, I'm just like, man, what in the heck? More recently, one of my friends started doing kind of going across the United States, started backpacking. Well, didn't started pretty much kind of doing the little camper life, and he moved out to Michigan, and so he's out there doing some wildlife photography. And he told me, he's like, dude, he's like, I just kind of got tired. He's like, I just tired of not doing what I wanted to. He's like, so I sold pretty much all my stuff. He's like, everything I owned, I could put in a passenger seat. And he's like, me and my girlfriend, we just drove out there essentially just to go see what we could do and started doing nature photography. And so like he's kind of what really pushed me a little bit more because we kind of compete against each other in that way.
Yeah.
He helps me, I help him. And so he's really kind of pushed me out that way. Let me see if I can find his stuff real quick. Of course, I wouldn't have it ready.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Let's see. Actually, he's in Wyoming, not Michigan.
Okay, Wyoming.
Let's see. Yep.
Which is a place I've never been.
Yeah. See, other than New York and the East Coast, that's about it.
Does he have an Instagram?
Yep.
Obviously.
So his is, I don't know how would be the best way. So X Ethan. I think it's an underscore, that little dash at the bottom.
Yes.
Simmons X, Simmons. He's just kind of getting started out, and we're just kind of feeding off of each other.
SIMM.
Yep, SIMMONS X.
Let's see, Ethan Simmons.
Yep, should be a rough-looking dude in a gray in an orange jacket.
Dude.
He's a hoot. But him and his girlfriend do a company called Pagan Media, and so that's what they're branding themselves under for that nature photography side.
Gotcha. So guys, go check that out. One of Brandon's photographers that inspire him. Luke, should we reveal ours or should we wait?
No, that's the tease.
Who are
So-
these people?
So I do suggest that you guys go and find a photographer, a little research, because I'll tell you what, I learned a lot about the photographer that I chose based on reading like some biography stuff, some interviews that they did. Luke, I'm sure you did the same as well.
Yes.
It made me see photography in a different light because I try to compose a lot of pictures. Not that some of the photographers back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, even the late 80s, before digital became popular, they really didn't know if the picture was going to come out. I mean, they couldn't see the image. So they were just snapping pictures of like real life scenarios. And it kind of surprises you that we're spoiled by being able to view the images and to see, lights, darks, whether the color able to edit in camera. But just learning how they were able to capture, like, let's say a double, now you can do it in post processing with editing software. So you don't get to be creative on the front side; you get to be side. So Luke, what did you learn doing your research without giving it away about your?
Well, the person I followed, it's not necessarily what I learned. It's just the more I dug into it, the more I saw the images. It seems like every image just told a story, almost like you could smell the scene. You know what I'm saying? Just you're almost in every picture that they post. They're moving. If you can't feel something from looking at the pictures, then there's a bigger issue there. They're really, I don't want to say they're powerful. I guess they are powerful. You know what I'm saying? And shockingly, they're not black and white. So there's that.
Yeah. I learned that from it's because you're a huge black and white fan of like just imagery, and to me, there's still something about a black and white that doesn't quite tell the story that a color photo, but still yet, it takes you back to the progression of color, and then switching to digital, and then the post production, and then the heck, everything now is photoshopped, so you don't know if the sky was really there and that color or not.
I mean, especially not after this last update. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
you can change seasons.
It's crazy. So again, thank you guys we've got some more participation on here. It looks like Josh said, Brandon, you're a great photographer. So you know what? Thanks, Josh. We appreciate that.
Appreciate you watching.
Brandon got a shout out,
Hey, he's
and
actually an old college friend. So
and see, that's good. We're getting new viewers, and Josh, if you would just make sure you subscribe to our channel. I'm pretty sure we'll have Brandon on here a lot more often, because he is local to where I live up here, and I've been helping him out, and he's helped me a couple of things, projects that we have, and I think he's going to be a good asset to the team. Luke, what do you think?
100%. The more, the merrier.
You guys
That's
are
what I
making me
say.
blush. Goodness.
So that's good. All right. Again, just make sure you're participating with the like and subscribe to the channel. Again, this live that we're doing today will be posted if you didn't get a chance to be live with us. Still leave your comments and suggestions for the show. Let us know how we're doing. Luke, how much time you want to put into this today?
Well, we can start to wrap up. That way it's a half hour. You know what I'm saying? Then
Okay,
we can start to go over the next show. Maybe next week. What do you want? This week?
Yes. I'm gonna jump in.
I gave you two options, so you said yes to both.
Yeah,
you flip a coin.
Concerned in the show because I think it's all beneficial. I would like to point out that Luke and myself both have businesses on the side. Brandon just started his, so we're not just doing this show as a full-time job. We're doing this to help you guys out and to bring a little light to photography and videography, share some of our work, and maybe help some new are not really familiar with photography and videography. But Luke, Brandon, we were all in the same boat, whether it be 6 months ago or 20 years ago. We were looking for somebody that inspires us, that can teach us the things that we want to learn, and creative, and not be shy about everything, be able to ask questions and stuff. So but I do want to recognize Luke's new side hustle. So Luke, you want to give us a little bit of insight before we play your promo on your side
it is
hustle?
called Enigmatic Studio. It's t-shirts, it's hoodies, it's blankets. It's just another way to get to the end of the means. I'm saying it's where I'm going.
So it's another source of revenue for you.
Yeah.
And believe it or
side
not,
hustle.
yeah, I think you like seeing the end result, for people.
Yes.
Again, me and my wife have bought sweatshirts from you, which we wear constantly, especially since it snowed last week, and we always need something to warm us up. But let's go ahead and play your promo right quick, okay?
All right.
Today's episode is brought to you by Enigmatic.studio. There we go.
All right, that's that.
So Luke, again, we'll have more promos. That's just one that we put together that has his some of his samples on it that he has on the website. So where could they go find your website, Luke?
It is enigmatic.studio, and we can put a link in somewhere in this little video, some in the bottom somewhere.
Yes, that we will put it afterwards. We can add some of the hashtags, and we'll get Brandon some credits as well. And let's see. I'm just checking our chat here to see if we've got anybody else. We got a couple other people watching now. So thank you guys for joining us. Again, if you're watching, be able to leave comments and just say where you're watching from, like Josh did. He didn't tell us where he lives, but that's okay. Brandon knows exactly.
Yeah, he's down there by Luke, actually.
Oh, in Georgia?
Over in Franklin Springs, Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Royston. Yep.
So, Brandon, your new business that you have, I know you described it a little bit at first. So, Luke and myself are here to help you out in any way. So just feel free to message us, and I'll get you Luke's contact as well, in case, he does a lot of stuff with Canva and to help. So maybe he has some ideas for you to toss around as well with your logo that you just created, which I think is pretty cool. Stuff like that. So, but my other business, we do DJing, we do weddings, we do photography. We also are starting to get into doing more of the video side with the RB studios that we've here. So that's what Brandon's going to be helping out with a lot more with some of our drone footage. In case we book a couple more weddings, that we've included that in our package, which we changed up this year. Upgrades, the website upgrades, and some of the things that we're doing. So we're trying to get into more of the higher end weddings in the Charlotte area. So I think that's going to help our business grow tremendously. So we look forward to helping you guys out with that as well. So, all right, let's, I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Again, thank you guys for joining us. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video once it gets posted from the live. And, before we get out of here.
Thanks for visiting. If you were one of our 7 visitors, just like, subscribe, and share, and comment next time. We'll do this again apparently this week.
All right, Brandon, thanks again for joining us with the live show, man. We'll definitely have you on again in the future to see how your business is growing. And everybody out there, until next time, keep shooting.
Have a good night.
Good night.